When you are an astronomer, you are using science to learn about objects in the universe. That can be anything from planets in our solar system to other stars, galaxies, or black holes.
You get exposed to these really large numbers and amazing things like there are millions of asteroids, for example, and there are even 10,000 that are very close to the Earth. When I started astronomy, we only knew about 12 of them, and in my lifetime now we're finding 12 every month. Space debris is basically, it's garbage in space. I mean, it's parts of satellites that have died, or parts of the booster rocket that's no longer functioning.
For the big objects, NASA calculates about a week in advance where the objects will be. If it comes close to the space station will move slowly and try to get out of the way.
The space station is about 400 tons, and so it's like moving, 10 big tractor-trailer trucks all together, and using very small thrusters. It doesn't move very fast. The way that they deal with very small debris is, if this was the wall of the space station, you don't just make the wall thicker, you actually put another thin layer out here and let the space debris hit the thin layer, vaporize, and then it gets spread over this whole area of the wall of the space station.
Being in space means being in zero gravity, or being weightless. In space, your body doesn't sense or feel the force of gravity. We typically feel gravity by standing up, which means pushing our feet against the floor or earth. When you are falling through the air, like when you are skydiving, you don't really feel the force of gravity because there is nothing to push against. You are just free falling, and this makes you feel weightless. Being in a spaceship is similar. When a spaceship orbits Earth, it's basically falling through space in a circle around the Earth. Because it's constantly falling, being in a spaceship means you feel weightless. When you're training to be an astronaut, you have to learn everything about living in space that is different.
If you get water on your head, the water wraps around your head, and you actually have a hard time breathing. You're like stuck inside a bowl of water, and you have to get the water off or else you can't breathe. And taking a shower is no problem, but in space it's a hazardous activity, and you have to have like a scuba mask.
The space station has been in orbit for 15 years.
We were working on it for 10 years before that. It allows 6 people to live in space and to do work in laboratories. It has about 7 modules, each one being the size of a school bus. The solar arrays from one end to another are like the size of a soccer field. It's really huge. It has giant robot arms, 50 foot long, that can go end over end like an inchworm. The 6 people on board can be in different parts of the space station and not see each other for a long period of time. If you are really interested and you just keep on learning about the subject. When I was studying astronomy, I was very interested in the space station, and I was learning everything I could about it. I was getting my first job working on the space station before I had become an engineer, and so it was just from my own reading and going to museums and learning everything I could.
Try building the Gravity Design Challenge on the Curiosity machine for your chance to win.